sure. I mean, listen, it's life, right? Like I don't know what this man has in store for us. That is
what?
Whoa, okay. Is there going to be a Volibear bot lane?
Yeah, maybe.
And a Karma top? Because I actually love that.
Does look like it. The Karma.
Oh, that's
kind of laughs at the Renekton in the solo lane. We'll see how it does against Renekton in Italy. Nautilus is going to be the final pick.
Like,
yeah.
Or something aggressive, right? Like, I feel like it would make so much more sense because you are not winning the late game with this composition from DRX no matter what. Like, even looking at the relatively subpar late game team fighting from this Gen G comp, I still think you're not going to... Just completely zoned out. Oh, you need to cover it cleared, otherwise it's not going to end well for your top laner.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this movie before. As the flash comes in, there is the Spear. King and does get stunned up, but it's going to be enough as teleport now coming in from BDD. As, well, he does pick up a flash, but at the end of the day...
As I told you that it's the sacrificial bear, he is 15 CS right now. This is not a Cyan, right? Like, this is actually a problem on this pick. Because he doesn't get as many free steroids, he doesn't get as big a health buff.
Look at Clid. Okay, Clid and BDD are coming up here. But the timing, as you mentioned, especially with the Dominus level 6 here on the Renekton, a very easy kill. Kingen is going to have to flash away. Bubble is really nice from BDD. That was away from downtown. You get a lot of damage coming in here, but Kingen still with the Dominus available. And now TP comes in from Solka and is going to match.
Really all you need to do, and that's what they're doing right here, BDD.
He's got exhaust. You could slow him down for quite a while. No Chaos Storm here. Might be able to force a flash. Trying to get in there. The damage is enough! And Solka does not flash away from it, thinking he could survive. Lid's in a really nice spot here, actually. He's going to get the vision of both of them. Ruler now on the top side. Coming on up. 1v1 up on the top side. Pyosik is actually taking a lot of damage in the flash over the wall. He's just going to die. No flash available for the Nidalee. He gets caught with his pants down. And that's going to be now Clid securing this as Ruler is just going for a walk in the enemy jungle.
You don't know who it is. It's probably Udyr, but it's not good.
Can they get the kill? Oh, that... not Zoe. I know BDD's having a good game, but actually Rascal is the guy we need to watch. And he is able to ult away to safety. For now.
I want to see BDD grab a minion, because this is not pretty, Veldas.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. Time number 3 this time around. They do have the Senna to help out. Kingen does tank up a lot of damage, but the burn does come in. And that will be enough to take down the bear once again.
Rascal just wants to play the game, man. He just wants to bomb. And you know what the thing is like, this is not even the worst version of this, because Renekton Italy is insane, but remember when Renekton Lease was meta?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to matter, but that was incredibly close.
But the problem is that, yes, you have no top laner as Gen G. The Gripper build, grab that Zhonya second.
That sounds hilarious. We'll see if he actually does go for it. Here's big boy Renekton and his little brother Victor coming on in. That's a lot of damage you're taking, good friends. Is actually Rascal, down 3 kills, did so much tanking in the front line. Bao and Becca could not join in the front part of that fight. And Solka and Kingen just got totally separated from the rest of their team. With no support, they get taken down, and only life goes down to show for it.
It's just standing there. Just Udyring, just
Udyr things.
I am posturing.
Udyring.
Oh my god. Well, that looks good and it feels really cool, but it also doesn't actually do anything. And this is the problem. Like, that's kind of the feeling I've had with DRX throughout this entire series. Is basically they're throwing punches, but there's no weight behind them.
Like, has to be careful as the spear is going to land. Pyosik getting on in there, but he gets hit by a bubble immediately, and he is going to be able to flash away to get the safety. But immediately, your jungler not feeling great. He does have the heals coming through, but BDD now in a perfect position to just be so annoying over this wall with multiple abilities already hitting. Pyosik getting some health back. As you can see, the speed coming on through. They also have the Scuttle Crab. And once again, the entire team of DRX is just totally separated as BDD goes in. Nearly able to kill Kingen. Nice teleport back comes in from Solka. As BDD still raining hell, but he's out of mana now. Still going for it here. As now Rascal is getting pretty low, and I think with BDD out of mana, Gen.G in a little bit of an awkward spot here. He's going to have to TP back.
Have the teleport available, and the health bars are still okay. Only Rascal is low, but he still has the ultimate available, and he's a Karma to back him up.
All right, well, where are we teleporting to? Okay, yeah, he's going to go way back there. As let's see the smite here on the Drake. It is going to go the way of Pyosik this time around. Rascal in the front line does a great job separating him once again. And now Khalid, extremely fast, is able to push the rest of them away. But the Cloud Drake, at least, did go into the hands of DRX. Another flash. Will he look for more? There's the flash coming in, hits the bubble! I don't know if the damage is quite there, but the Leandries is going to burn him down! And that's going to be the kill from way downtown. From BDD onto Bao, who just is not in this game anymore. Ruler playing with fire, as he normally does, actually will bite the dust.
Oh, that's big, though. That's a lot of sustain gone.
They get the Santa, and another spear lands, and even just the low-health Victor with the Nidalee is enough to push Gen.G off of this one. As now Pyosik in the brush, going to wait as long as possible. And there it is. The spear comes in, Klid dies, and now maybe DRX can get something going.
This is a DRX moment if I've ever seen one of Elders. This is what they did. This is how they found their wins. And don't forget, Gen.G a little tilt prone, really getting overexcited there, being way too far forward into a fat Nidalee. Not something you can really get away with. They're not actually starting up the Baron though, and I quite like it because I don't think you actually see that up. Oh boy. Are they going to just give it up? I'm pretty...
Oh, okay. Now the pings are coming in.
I'm confused. Because Bao wasn't there, and I feel like without Bao, you are going to be fairly slow. They get spotted.
Yeah, they're really slow, but at least Gen.G don't have a jungler. They really want to all in on this Baron and get the smite down. Let's see if they can be clean on the smite first as it comes in and BDD steals it away! The Zoe picks up the kill on the Baron! And DRX just have to run away with their tail between their legs as Gen.G say thank you very much for the leash.
I think the lack of vision here should be a really big problem, and you just need a couple of seconds, and this is Cloud Soul 100% going over here to Gen.G. And DRX, if you look at how they can get back in this game, basically it is Gen.G, as we saw earlier, overextending, you know, or someone honestly like moving too far forward.
Healer in the mid lane, you could go for Moonstone, but not always the case here in the LCK. BDD is in an awkward spot, but he does have his flash. Here comes King, and he's looking for Klid, but he can't catch up to him. Well, that was the saddest crocodile I've ever seen.
Klid's so fast. No way. He was Tokyo drifting his way out of them, man.
Yeah. King wishes he was worth anything in this game, even after getting so fed. As now we're just looking for the front line here. Rascal is nicely tanky, but again, Bao does have some good late game damage, and he will be punished. As now BDD looking for more. Pyosik in the stopwatch is going to be able to flash away from that one. But that does mean that Solka, for some reason, is standing in the front. As now Kingen trying to frontline here for Bao. Can Bao go 1v3 is the question. Flash on forward, and the shield is just too much. As Life now is probably going to have to sacrifice, or will he? As he's very fast himself. Klid going to bring the attention away, and Life is actually going to save everybody.
Still lacking a little bit of sustain, and they go for the 50-50 Baron here. That's a big risk.
Well, they actually got the bubble on Ahsoka, but no follow-up here. So they're just going for this. Yeah, the smite comes in. Pretty easy for that one. They find Rascal in the front line. There's the stopwatch that you mentioned as Kingen now trying to go 1v5. He's providing a really nice front line for Bao and Solka, who are doing some insane damage. Not to mention the Nidalee, who's actually pretty nicely fed after the early game shenanigans. As you can see, they're looking for it. Bubble is going to come down, and now Solka trying out front line here once again. They find Rascal up on the top side, and the carries of DRX are slowly but surely beginning to get pretty scary in this game. It's like never-ending fighting right now.
This is the death ball comps.
Yeah, trying to get on in there. You can see BDD is trying to tip away as well as he possibly can. Remember the Karma, the Senna, they have some nice range, but it's going to come down to it, and Pyosik gets the Elder, and now the front line just disappears. Klid is going to go down. His heroic effort to try to get the smite does not work out.
He's hunting.
Yeah, he's looking for it. And this is what you got to do if you're Zoe, right? They're going to try to burst down Becca, as he will flash away. The damage is insane from Bao, but BDD is getting so much work done. As Zolka gets bubbled, Bao gets hit in the face by a paddle star. There's another bubble onto Pyosik. He's trying to carry by himself, and Ruler's going to be able to get that kill onto Pyosik, but immediately Clit is going to go down. The two junglers are out, and DRX will be able to disengage, but the Baron is available, and they're just looking to burst it down. Again, if you can get the Elder, you're probably going to win this game. In goes Clit, and it goes to the side of Gen.G, and here come the executes. They take down Bao, and now there is no hope for DRX to win this one. Clit gets the steal, and Gen.G will win the game.
It's the most DRX ending possible. It's the 50-50 flip. Clit takes it, and in the end, it's Gen.G that's gonna take the game, but I don't imagine they're gonna be happy with this one as a whole, Valdez.
But not this time around. Maybe we'll see them face off in playoffs. Maybe we won't, but there is one thing that is for sure. Gen.G, with this victory and another kill under their belt on Becca, they will secure second place for the spring playoffs.
Hard, and they need to actually find the win here. That's not surprising.
Oh, man.
My God.
It's almost 1,000 damage per minute on the Zoe.
BDD.
It's probably going to be like one person that votes for Clit because of the smite, and I'm like, okay. Actually, I don't get it in this circumstance. BDD just did way too much. Note that he also smited the Baron with his paddle star the one time around.
Thank you very much, guys. A great performance from Gen.G all around. Brought themselves to the second place in the LCK regular split. It was a very critical game for them too. Their last task to check out their form, and it's a really good sign for Gen.G. However, we saw a very different storyline coming out from game number 2. Gen.G, well, this time around, they had priority pick in top, mid, and bottom. They were not supposed to make mistakes. Well, there were some mistakes in the top lane early on, but they were able to compensate that with the performance on the mid and bottom lane players. And DRX, I think Zoe could have been a lot better. She creates a great synergy together with Nidalee, because Nidalee and Victor together, they find no synergy at all. And Victor as well doesn't really have a huge power potential in the late game as well, so I don't think Victor was the best pick for the mid lane. DRX, their last pick was Nautilus, and they were trying to counter their Gen.G's poke comp with the initiation of Nautilus, and they were able to bully Volibear really hard in the early game, but still, during the team fights, they always got chunked down by the poke abilities of the opponents, and Zoe was there to hard carry its team and close out the game. So we were seeing more and more kind of misplay coming out from DRX as a team. So let's take a look at this first highlight. Kingen and Pyosik was able to pick up multiple kills on the top side of the map. And Gen.G already had 2 Drake stakes, but Pyosik insisted to start off the Herald, and Gen.G had this information, so they made a rotation to the bottom lane. They were trying to set up for the Drake and also put some pressure for this potential bottom turret dive. However, even though DRX had this full information, they didn't make any rotation, and Nidalee was not part of this team fight at all. Kingen was able to join this fight with his teleport, but Kingen started off this fight in a very awkward position. It makes sense that DRX was looking for some setup over here, but Nidalee was so disconnected from her teammates, which means DRX had to take some time to open that fight. I think DRX, they are really good at making setups in the laning phase, but after that stage, moving on to the mid and late game, their setup is way more like impromptu, you know, spur of the moment kind of thing, because they cannot capitalize on the fact that they are sometimes outnumbering the opponent. So I think they have to work on their setup, make it more delicate. Now let's take a look at the second highlight. Renekton was able to find the perfect engage onto Zoe, but they were not able to close out the kill. They did manage to find Zoe, and Zoe didn't have Zhonya's in flash, but Kingen actually got distracted by that low HP Udyr, which was super critical. It was their chance to pick up a kill and shut down Zoe. However, because they failed to punish that play, well, it was now Genji's turn to turn it around, because they have a massive sustainability. Throughout this team fight, Genji also made mistakes, and this could have been a very bad fight for them. But Udyr was also make a very quick way back to this fight because of the Drake Soul, the Cloud Soul as well. Genji had a very extended fight, which means Senna is there, and Udyr can also make it back to the fight with his movement speed. Sometimes Genji do face this kind of a risky moments, but today they stayed solid and they knew how to overcome those situations. And the POG will be going over to BDD on Zoe. I think Zoe got all the job done in this game. 8-0-6, legendary in the end. And last time when we BDD got POG on Syndra, we actually counted the number of Scatter the Wick that he landed. I'm pretty sure that he was landing almost every Sleepy Trouble bubble in this game as well. BDD, because he was winning lane so hard, he was able to rotate to other lanes, sometimes even not using his teleport, and that Baron still was really so critical for both teams. And the nuke damage onto that Nidalee. And in every team fight, BDD was able to, land his bubbles and still survive, because if it's jumping forward, it actually means that he is exposed to the opponents, but still he was always staying intact. And unanimous POG picked up by BDD.